I'm writing this because I don't know who else to talk to anymore. My friends think I'm paranoid, my family thinks I'm exaggerating, and the police think I'm dramatic. But I swear on everything, what I'm about to tell you is real. Every detail, every moment, every sick, twisted piece of it. It started 3 months after my roommate Carl moved in. He wasn't a stranger. We went to the same community college years ago. Not friends, not enemies. Just two guys who recognized each other from a math class we both hated. I ran into him at a grocery store one night, and he mentioned he was getting kicked out of his apartment. I had a spare bedroom. Rent was tight. It made sense, and for the first month, everything was normal. Or at least, it seemed normal. Carl was awkward, sure. Quiet, nervous. The type of guy who apologizes when someone else bumps into him. He didn't have friends over. He didn't make noise. He paid rent on time. Honestly, he kept to himself so much I sometimes forgot he lived there. But slowly, so slowly I didn't realize until it was too late, things started changing. It began with the sleep. I didn't notice at first. My schedule was chaotic. Some nights I'd fall asleep at midnight, other nights at 3 a.m. I assumed my exhaustion was from long shifts or stress. But in hindsight, it wasn't normal. I kept waking up feeling watched. I would find myself shifting my blankets higher at night as if trying to cover myself. Once, I woke up in a full sweat, convinced someone had been standing near my bed. Then came the noises. Little ones, barely there ones. A soft scrape on the floorboards, a faint thump, a shift of weight, a breath, not mine. I told myself it was pipes, or neighbors, or maybe the building settling. But the noise always came from the same place, right beneath me. One night, around 2:40 a.m., something woke me up. A soft exhale, warm, slow, human. For a second I thought I dreamed it. But then it came again. This one matched my breathing. When I inhaled, it inhaled. When I paused, it paused. When I exhaled, it exhaled. Just a split second behind me, like it was listening to me, mirroring me, studying me. My body went numb. I didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't blink. I waited until the noise stopped. It took almost a full minute, the longest minute of my life. The next morning, I convinced myself it was a dream. But then the disappearances started. Small things, socks, pens, chargers. I blamed myself. Then bigger things, toiletries, a hoodie, food from the fridge. I blamed Carl, but he always looked genuinely confused when I confronted him. He would raise his hands in this timid gesture of innocence and stutter. I would never take your stuff. I don't steal. He looked like a kicked dog, the kind of person you'd feel guilty for accusing. I tried to trust him, but then I found the first clue. A hair, not just any hair, a short, wiry, curly chest hair stuck between the slats under my bed frame. I haven't had chest hair that length in years, and it didn't match mine anyway. I pulled it out, stared at it, and tried to figure out how the hell it got there. I checked under the bed, just dust, a box of old shoes, a broken tablet, nothing else. I didn't see anything wrong, not then. But Carl got stranger. He stopped eating at the table when I did. If I walked into the kitchen, he would leave mid-meal. If I sat on the couch, he'd go to his room. He never made eye contact. And when I tried small talk, he froze like a deer staring down a truck. Worst of all, he started leaving his bedroom door open at night. I could see him from the hallway, lying completely still, face toward the wall, eyes wide open, every single night. I told myself he had insomnia, or some kind of disorder. But then came the night everything snapped. I woke up to the breathing again, louder, closer, more desperate.
It wasn't mirroring this time. It was inhaling fast, like someone trying not to panic.
Like someone terrified they'd been caught. My heart hammered against my ribs. I reached for my phone and flicked on the flashlight, my hand trembling so badly, the beam shook against the wall. I leaned over the edge of the bed. The moment the light hit the darkness underneath, two eyes reflected back at me. Wide, bloodshot, terrified. Carl. My roommate was lying directly under me, inches from my face, staring up like a trapped animal. I screamed. He screamed louder. He scrambled out from under the bed so fast he slammed his head on the frame and tumbled backward onto the floor, crawling away on all fours before standing up like something escaping captivity. He kept saying, I can explain. It's not what you think. I didn't want to be alone. You breathed so calmly. He looked wild, sweaty. His hair was matted like he'd been rolling in dust for hours. I ran, barefoot, shirtless, out the door, down the street. I didn't even grab my keys. I went to a 24-hour diner and sat shaking until sunrise. Carl texted 17 times, called 9. Every message worse than the last. I just wanted to be close. You calm me down. You don't know how loud you breathe. It's soothing. I promise I didn't touch you. We can sink again. Sink again. That phrase hasn't left my head. I blocked him. The next day I went home with 2 friends to get my things. I didn't want to face Carl alone, but when we got there, he wasn't home. His room was clean, too clean, almost empty, as if he had moved out already. But something didn't feel right. We checked my room. That's when we found the nest, because that's what it was. Not a hiding spot, not a temporary crawl space. A nest. Blankets, pillows, water bottles, protein bars, a charger plugged into an extension cord, a small fan, a jar of peanut butter with a spoon still inside, and a notebook. My hands shook as I picked it up. It was filled cover to cover in cramped handwriting. Not stories, not journal entries, not drawings, observations of me. 2:41 a.m., he rolled to his left. 3:03, shallow breathing. 4:12, synced for 15 minutes. He makes a soft sound when he sleeps, like a hum. When he dreams, he twitches. He doesn't know I'm here. Dozens of pages like that. Some entries went back months. The worst ones weren't the notes. They were the timestamps of when he entered my room, and they matched nights I thought I was imagining someone watching me. Seeing it all in writing broke something inside me. A sense of safety I didn't even know I was relying on. We left immediately. The next week, I moved into a new apartment. New locks, new furniture, new bed frame. I had nightmares every night for the first 2 weeks. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined Carl lying underneath me again, listening, studying, breathing in the dark. I tried therapy, tried talking to friends, tried ignoring it. But the real horror started 3 nights ago. I woke up to a sound I'll never forget. A breath. Not mine, not in the room, under the bed. I froze, my throat closed, my chest tightened. I thought I was dreaming. I had to be dreaming, because Carl didn't know where I lived now. Except the next day, I received a package on my doorstep. No return address. Inside was a single sheet of notebook paper. You still breathe the same. Underneath it, written in smaller letters. I found the perfect spot under your new bed. I'm quieter now. My blood went cold. I ran to my bedroom, dropped to the floor, forced myself to look under the bed. Nothing, just dust, except there were drag marks. In the carpet fibers, long, fresh, like someone had crawled out recently. I don't sleep there anymore. I keep the door locked and push a dresser in front of it at night. I sleep on the couch with the TV on. I don't close my eyes until exhaustion forces them shut. Right now, as I'm typing this, I can hear something in the walls. A faint shuffle, a slow drag, a breath. It's not inside the room, not yet, but it's close, so close. And I know, it's only a matter of time before he finds a way underneath me again. Carl always finds a way, and he always waits, and he always listens.